A very good morning to all my viewers. Today I am Jahuda, an assistant professor in law. Will be delivering a lecture on Introduction to Cyber Laws, or instead I would like it calling an Introduction to Cyber Jurisprudence. By cyber jurisprudence, what I mean is cyber means a system that consists of computer and computer networks. And by jurisprudence, I mean is knowledge of law. Jurisprudence has been derived from two Latin words that are juris and prudence. I mean to say juris and prudentia. Juris means law and prudentia means knowledge. That means the knowledge of law. So cyber jurisprudence would mean knowledge of cyber laws. So in order to know the actual nature of cyber laws or actual nature of knowledge of cyber laws, we need to trace down or navigate down the evolution of cyber, I mean to say computer system and computer networks as it stands today. Today, internet is fundamental to life of 66% of world's population. Today, over 56 billion people are using internet services. It means internet services are very fundamental to the lifestyle of over 66% of world's population. So if we navigate down or if we trace down the evolution of these computers and computer networks, we need to go back at late 1950s and early 1960s. So as soon as the World War II was over, Cold War started between the two superpowers that are United States of America and United Sovereign States of Russia. So for the first time, United Sovereign States of Russia launched its satellite. That was the first satellite launched throughout the world. The name of that satellite was Sputnik 1, and it was launched in the year 1959. So the main purpose of launching that satellite was to promote the networks among computers, and that network was intangible networks. Before the evolution of intangible networks among computer systems, we had to move the data and information of a computer. At that time, computer systems were very large in size, and in order to move the information or data stored in those computer systems, we need to have a magnetic disk or some magnetic chip in which we can store the data or information of a computer and move that data and information to another computer system. So we had a realization that we need some intangible networks using which we can move the data and information from one computer to another computer at some far place without using dot magnetic chips or magnetic disks. So accordingly, that satellite was launched by USSR in the year 1959, and then United States of America in the early 1960s started a network, a project known as ARPANET. ARPANET stands for Advanced Research Project Agency Network. That was basically created for the educational purposes, research purposes, which could be utilized by various universities and official works. And that network achieved a great success. And soon, United States of America developed another network that was known as DARPANET. DARPANET stands for Defense Advanced Research Agency Network. That network was used to promote communication and transfer of information and data from one place to another place using those intangible networks. Supposingly at the time of war, so we can have information that at what place we need arms, ammunition, forces, at what place we are falling short of arms, ammunition, and forces. So we could use those networks to promote our army tactics or our defense tactics or our defense strategy. So soon all the developed countries starting developing these kind of intangible networks, small, medium, and large in size. These networks started to be developed by various countries across the globe, and slowly and steadily, on the day of 1st January 1983, which is popularly known as the birth date of internet. Internet means international network. Internet is a short form of international network. So on the 1st of January 1983, international network came into existence. This date is known as the birthday of internet. Internet can be basically defined as the network which connects all the small, medium, and large size network throughout the globe. So this internet blurred all the national borders, all the cultures, and united the people across the globe into you can say a single community that is known as, today we oftenly call them as netizens, the people using internet services, international network services. We commonly call them as netizens. So today internet stands fundamental to life of each and every citizen, not citizen, every netizen. We are shopping through internet. We are communicating with our friends, our real relatives using internet services. We are doing our official work. Even I say the government agencies are doing their official work using internet services. What I would conclude through all these argument is that this international network or these intangible networks have replaced the traditional paper-based system of working. Today, whether it is government or whether it is some international agency just like United Nations organization, everyone, every institution, every individual, every government agency is using internet services to store their data, store their information, to promote their communication throughout the globe. So even the Supreme Court of India recently in the year 2018 in a judgment has said that access to internet is the fundamental right of every citizen throughout the territory of India, or instead I would say every individual throughout the territory of India. The judgment was Sabu Matthew George versus Union of India 2018, AIR 2018. So in Sabu Matthews George versus Union of India AIR 2018, Supreme Court rightly held that access to internet is the fundamental right of every individual because it promotes our right to speech and expression. And in order to have a right to freedom of speech and expression, we need right to know, right to knowledge, right to information, as has been provided under our Right to Information Act 2006. So accordingly, the internet services evolved over the time. So now it comes to the cyber jurisprudence. So, over the evolution of internet services, the governments of the countries realized that we need to regulate these internet services, because in order to promote the communication, information and technology, I mean to say information and communication technology, it needs to have a legal recognition. Let us say if I am buying some article, some goods or some services from some merchants using internet services, we need to conclude an agreement or a contract. So in order to conclude a contract needs a legal recognition. So the governments accordingly framed their legal policies which recognized the uses of internet. Like in India, we have Information and Technology Act 2000, and the Section 10A of Information and Technology Act 2000 recognizes electronic contract. It gives legal recognition to the concept of electronic contract. Accordingly, the same act gives legal recognition to the storage of data and information in using your intangible networks like international network or some local area network or computer systems. So this is how law came into existence to regulate this computer system and computer system networks related affairs. So now if we talk about the uses of internet, over the time there have been evolution in the misuses of internet too. Now today using internet, I can use my freedom of speech and expression, and this freedom can be utilized to defame someone, to provoke someone against the some governance agency, to, I mean to say, threaten someone, to extort someone. So these information and communication technology means can be utilized for committing offenses, for committing criminal as well as civil wrongs. Like you can promote this information and communication technology can promote terrorism activities. Terrorists can utilize these networks to promote their communication, sitting at far places from each other. So, in order, the law today, cyber law today, has two main purposes. The first purpose of cyber law is to recognize the use of information and communication technology. The other use of the other purpose of I mean to say cyber law is to prevent the misuse of information and communication technology. Information and communication technology comes from computer systems and the networks of computer systems. So thereby this law, I mean to say cyber law today, recognizes and promotes the use of information communication technology. On the other hand, it prevents the misuse of this technology. So hereby I would like to say that the purpose today this law is serving, the main fundamental purpose of this cyber law, or instead I would call it a cyber jurisprudence which has evolved over the time, is to prevent the misuse and to promote the use of information and communication technology. And the evolution of cyber jurisprudence can be traced down to the e-commerce model of United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. United Nations has set up a separate commission which is known as UNCITRAL, which stands for United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. The basic purpose of this commission is to promote international trade of goods and services and to design model laws that can be adopted by the members of World Trade Organization to promote trade of goods and services. So accordingly, United Nations Commission of International Trade Law designed a model law on e-commerce, and accordingly that law was adopted by most of the members of World Trade Organization, and accordingly India also adopted that law, and that law further promoted the enactment of Information Technology Act 2000. Information Technology Act 2000 came into existence in the year 2001, and then it had several amendments. The major amendments were in the year 2008. Today the act has recognized various uses of information and communication technology, official uses of various communication and technology, uses by governance, uses in governance of information and communication technology, and is also preventing and punishing the people who are engaged in the misuses of information and communication technology, whether they are civil offenses, I mean to say civil wrongs, or whether they are criminal wrongs. So hereby I would like to rest my lecture on Introduction to Cyber Jurisprudence or Introduction to Cyber Laws. So further we'll deal with the information and communication technology or the laws relating to information technology in upcoming lectures. So thank you very much to all my viewers, and hereby I rest my lecture. Thank you.